So many network marketers fall in love with a health and wellness product, and then they realize that there's an incredible opportunity to build the lifestyle and income of their dreams. But what happens when you get started and you run out of friends and family to talk to, and what you're doing on social media just isn't quite getting you where you want to be? Well, the truth is, it's probably not your fault. It just takes a little marketing know-how that you may not be getting from anywhere else. So on this podcast, I'm sharing with you the secrets that I've been able to learn from all of my top earner friends and mentors. I'm pulling back the curtain on exactly what it takes to get people excited about the wellness products that you have to offer, to help people improve their lives, and to get you to the rank that you want to be at. My name is Soraya Goddard, and this is Secrets to Marketing Your Wellness MLM. Hello, everyone. I am going to jump right into our topic, but first I want to ask you, have you left a review on iTunes for me yet? If you haven't and you are at all interested in getting a free coaching session or a social media audit, leave me a review and I'm going to pick someone at the end of the month who has left a review here in January 2019. 2019, it's still weird to say that. Anyways, I'm going to pick somebody who's left a review during this month and reach out to them and give them their choice of either a social media audit or a coaching session. So if you haven't done that, definitely go do that. But moving on to the topic of today, I want to see if I can help some of you guys out. And I want to share just a little bit about my journey over the past couple years in network marketing and what has held me back and what I have learned gets me into action. I think some of you might find this helpful. Is fear holding you back? Is fear holding you back? If you are like, nope, fear is not holding me back at all, like I have no fears, I am ready to crush it, I am ready to get to my goals, then high five through the podcast. I am so proud of you. But I want to ask you a question. Is your daily method of operation reflecting that? So a lot of you, and this is what I used to do to myself, I'll get to my personal story in a second. A lot of you, if you're like me, say that fear is not holding you back, but yet it isn't reflected in your daily schedule. I used to have a boss, and I know many leaders have said various versions of this, but show me your calendar and I'll show you what's important to you, or it'll tell me what's important to you. Something to that effect. I probably butchered that, but show me your calendar and I will tell you what's important to you, or I'll be able to see what's important to you. In other words, are you actually doing the things that you know you need to be doing, or are you logically understanding what you need to be doing, but you're still in fear? You're still not there. Are you in learning mode? So let me tell you a little story. And this is actually pretty, I don't know, scary maybe, talking about fear. It's a little bit scary to admit, but my first year in network marketing, I'd say almost even like my first year and a half, if I'm really being honest, I had so many fears that I didn't even realize I had. I knew I wanted to be at the top of my company. I knew that I wanted to climb. I knew that I wanted to grow. I had the goals. I told myself I was all in, all that good stuff. But I was terrified and I didn't realize it. But here's how I knew I was terrified at a certain point. So my lovely coach, Ray Higdon, he said something one day that almost made me cry. He said, and this was to a big group, it wasn't just to me personally, but he said, are you a learner who is putting off action because you like to learn? Are you making excuses for action and you're hiding those excuses under the guise of learning? And it was like a knife through my heart because that's exactly what I had been doing. And I didn't even realize it. What I had been doing is I had been taking seminars and going to personal development things and taking courses, and I've gone through every training humanly possible. I knew how to build funnels. I knew how to run my blog. I knew how to do everything in terms of marketing. And I was putting myself out there. Don't get me wrong. So I don't want to beat myself up completely. But I wasn't putting myself out there in a way that was consistent, and I certainly wasn't doing it to my full capability. I wasn't prospecting like I should have. I was putting out marketing material, which is great. And I love marketing. For God's sakes, this whole podcast is about marketing. I love putting information out there on the internet so that people can reach out to you and ask you about your products. But I was not all in. And I mean, like, are you all in to the point where you are obsessed about taking action? And this is not like a Gary V hustle your face off type of speech. That is not what I mean. Please don't take this as that. What I mean is, are you driving yourself in action, in consistent action, so that if someone looked at your calendar, they would say, oh my God, absolutely she's going to make it. She's absolutely going to get to her goal. Is that true for you? And I want to share that with you guys. And this is just kind of on my heart right now, because I have been so fearful of things. And thankfully I've worked through pretty much all of these, although fear does creep in every once in a while. And I think that's healthy. You're not human if you don't have some fears, right? But if you are pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, you are going to consistently encounter fears as you mature in the way that you show up, as you push yourself consistently, as you encounter new situations, as you come across, new ranks and new challenges, all sorts of different things, right? So I'm not saying to never have fear. What I'm asking is, are you letting fear hold you back from where you should be? Like, do you have the raw talent and the drive and the will, but it's not coming into action? That's really what I wanted to share with you guys today. So I'd ask you, what are the things that you're doing every single day to show your presentation to somebody? How many times a day does somebody see your presentation? If you don't know the answer to that in a very specific number, if you don't have a journal or an Excel spreadsheet or a CRM or something, or even a piece of Post-it note or a piece of scratch paper that you're tracking that on, then you probably aren't in action. You aren't. You just aren't. How do I know this? Because I was that person. Now I have a daily journal. I use a journal that's 1 page per day. And at the end of the day, I have to look back and see who I have contacted, or who has responded to me, or who I have shown a presentation in some way, shape, or form to. And trust me, I track all of it. I track if you and I have talked on direct message over Instagram. I track if you and I have had a Facebook conversation. I track all of it. Is it obsessive? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is how I'm going to push myself to get to my goal, right? And just because I have marketing materials out there, and just because I have ways that people can join my team without talking to me, doesn't mean that I can't track that as well. So I track all sorts of stats. But if you don't have permanent marketing systems in place, you don't need it. Girl, you don't need it. All you need is a Facebook account or an Instagram account or a mouth, right? You could just do word of mouth marketing and just inviting people to class, or text messaging, or whatever your method of marketing is. It does not matter. One is not better than the other. Find one that you love and that is cool for you, and you are just going to crush every single day consistently, and do it. So number one, you should have something where you are tracking how many people you've talked to every single day. And here's why this was so shocking for me. So when my coach told me that, and told me that basically he was telling a group of us, but it was as if he was talking to me personally. When he told me that I was not in action like I should be, and I was using learning as an excuse and as a delay tactic and as a way of procrastinating on my action, I realized that I needed to get into action, and I needed to know that I was in action, right? I needed to see and be able to correlate my action with results. And so I started this journal that I still use. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It's nothing fancy. It's literally handwritten, right? So any of you guys can do it. It doesn't cost a dime. But when I realized that, and I saw that there were days in the beginning when I started using my journal, there were days where I didn't actually reach out to anybody, or I didn't have a conversation. Because at this point, now with my marketing, I have people reaching out to me. So in some way, shape, or form, I have to have those conversations every day. I either need to have a minimum number of conversations where people are reaching out to me, or I am reaching out to them. I don't care how it goes, but until I am flooded, which I'm not there yet, until I am flooded with my DMs of people saying, hey, I want to buy from you. Hey, I want to join your team. Hey, I want to business build with you, which I'm not there yet. Until I am at that point, you still have to have conversations with people and share with them. And even then, you still have to talk to people, right? I've talked multiple times on this podcast about this being a relationship business. Now, you don't have to spend 17 years building a relationship with people, but you do need to have a conversation and figure out what their needs are so you can best serve their needs. And that can happen fairly quickly. But back to my initial point, if you can't see where you're going, then you have no idea if fear is crippling you. Because if on those days where there are zeros and there are goose eggs on number of presentations seen or number of conversations had or number of prospecting questions, right? If you can't see that, then you cannot see that you are not in action. And I guarantee you 99.99999% of the time, it's because of fear. Now, what we tell ourselves, though, is a line of garbage. And I will use my words carefully because I know some of you guys listen to this podcast like in your car and there are probably kids around. But nonsense is in your head. And you are thinking that I don't have time or I don't have a way or it's too hard or I'm too tired or whatever. But really what it is, guys, it's fear. It is fear that is putting those lies into your head. And I am telling you that only because I did it. I did it for almost a year and a half and it is embarrassing. But if I don't share that with people, then people will think, first of all, they might not be aware of it. And then second of all, they might get to the point where they think that that's okay, that they think that that's normal. It's normal to have no conversations in a day. No, top earners do not go days without having conversations about their product, service, or opportunity. It just doesn't happen. It absolutely does not happen. And so if you want to be in that place, which I'm assuming if you're listening to this podcast that you do, then here are some of the fears that I would challenge you on. Okay. And this is in no particular order, but I just made a quick list before I started recording of things that I know that I used to be fearful of. So let me know if any of these resonate with you. Posting a selfie. You might not think that posting a selfie has anything to do with growing your business, but there's a couple reasons why it is intimately related with you growing your business. Number one, you need exposure. Number two, you need to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. So if you can push through that uncomfortableness of you posting a picture of yourself, I don't care how gorgeous you are. I don't care how ugly you are. Like, trust me, everybody has the same fears, right? I'm not pretty enough. I'm not this enough. Like, it's all lies. And it takes posting a selfie over and over and over and over again, or any picture of you. It takes you posting pictures of yourself a number of times to actually stop being critical of yourself. Now I'm mildly critical of myself, but I don't care, so I do it anyway. But it probably took me 100 pictures of myself on social media to the point where I was like, oh, okay, this is no big deal. Until then, every single time I did it, I posted and I was like, all right, why am I doing this? This is crazy. Are people going to be judging me? Are people going to think I'm narcissistic? Are people going to think this is dumb? No, quite the opposite. Everybody wants to see your beautiful face. Everybody wants to see you smiling. Everybody wants to make eye contact with you. Everybody wants to see that you're enjoying your life. Everybody wants to see what you're up to. So do you have fear of posting pictures of yourself? If you do, I would challenge you to post a picture of yourself every single day online this week. Every single day. And then see if you can go 14 days and see if you can go a month posting a picture of yourself every single day online, and you will quickly get over this fear. Next fear of talking to people. Do you tell yourself a story that goes something like this? Oh man, when I talk to somebody, all they're going to think is that I'm trying to sell them something. And although I am trying to sell them something, I don't want them to think that. I want it to be genuine, but now I'm probably overthinking it. And it's just easier not to talk to anybody, right? Or you see somebody and you know, like you're in a conversation with them and you know that you should bring it up and you don't. If that's the case, then you are totally overthinking it. Because again, just like posting the selfie, nobody cares. The only person thinking that is you. The other person, as long as you approach them in a normal human conversational manner, nobody's going to care if you're like, hey, girl, I don't know if this is at all up your alley, but I've got this thing going on and I've helped a couple people with insert benefit here. Is that anything that you'd be interested in taking a look at? If not, no big deal. If you say that to somebody, no one's going to hate you. Nobody's going to be like, oh my God, that was so rude, right? That was so rude. Now, if you take an opposite approach and you're super weird about it and you're like, you have to buy this and you need it and you're pushy about it, yes, that's weird and you should not be having those conversations. But you guys, if you're on this podcast, you know better than that, right? Okay, so if you have fear of talking to people, then I would challenge you to make a goal. Maybe it's talking to 2 new people a day. Maybe it's talking to 5 new people a day. I don't care what it is, but make a goal and then honor yourself in that goal and be consistent and actually do that. Do whatever you say you're going to do, because that's really what alignment is. You hear a lot of people talking about alignment. It's just doing what you say you're going to do, right? It's the things in my head that I know that I should be doing are the things that I actually do. And that is when you are executing your life in its fullest according to your hopes and dreams and goals and according to the word that you put out into the world, then that is when good things happen. Okay, next fear. Fear of live videos. Oh man, guys, so I've been in the Army for almost 19 years. I have briefed dignitaries, cabinet secretaries, general officers, you name it. I am not scared of talking in front of a crowd. I have given very elaborate conversations and speeches and all sorts of things all over the world. But for some reason, when I went to do my first Facebook Live, I think I almost sweated through my, the shirt that I had on, right? Just sweating. I was absolutely mortified. I had every word written out as if it was like a script. And for some reason, being on that camera and knowing that anybody online could watch me freaked me out. But if I was in a room full of people, I have no problem. So I don't know what that is. But how did I get over it? I'll give you one guess. Action, right? So about a year and a half ago, I decided that I was going to do 30 days straight. I can't speak tonight. 30 days straight of Facebook Lives. And I did it. And it was amazing. And by the end, I was like, oh my God, this is so easy. I don't know what I was so scared of. It's ridiculous. And people started coming up to me and going, hey, what are you doing on these Facebook Lives for? Like, what's going on? And guess what? I started enrolling people. Shocker, right? So if you're terrified of doing live videos and you've never done them before, or maybe you've done them a little bit and fallen off the wagon like I had done, I just recently did another 14-day video challenge and it was so much fun. And guess what? I got a bunch of leads and enrollments and new customers and it was a blast. So get your butt on live video. Do it yesterday. It's so easy. It's cheap. It's free. You don't have to be perfect. It doesn't matter if you have a pretty office or a special place to do it. It does not matter at all if your kids and your dog are in the background, because guess what? Everybody listening has kids and dogs in the background. Don't overthink it. You don't have to get all glam. Although I do like to put lipstick on. Don't get me wrong. But that's like a 10-second prep, right? Maybe 5 seconds to swipe on some lipstick. So go get yourself in some live videos. Okay. Do you have fear of asking people for money? In other words, are you scared of making a sale? This is a big one. Big, big, big one. So if you are scared of making a sale, then I'm going to guess that you either don't believe in your product. Maybe you're not in alignment with what you're selling. But if you are in alignment with what you're selling and you believe in your product, then you should believe that everybody needs it. Because if it has changed your life, then it has the potential to change everybody's life, right? So if you believe in your product and you are still scared of asking for the sale, then you probably have some money blocks going on. You probably have some money mindset issues. And so I would say to that those are your issues. And there are plenty of people who love spending money on things that are going to help them. Just like you like spending money on things that are going to help you, right? When you are cold and the winter comes and you buy some fabulous new coat, you're probably not pissed off at the lady who sells it to you. You're probably pretty grateful that there's a gorgeous store that sold you an amazing coat that's going to keep you warm and looking all beautiful and stylish over the winter, right? You don't get pissed off at the person at the grocery store selling you your food because you need it and you don't mind buying food. So, If you know that you have something valuable to share with the world and you know that it can help people, then you should be overjoyed to ask people for a sale because you know that the benefit that it's going to bring them is going to be far greater than the small amount of money that they might have to pay for it. And if it gets them results, they're going to be happy to pay for it. How much money would you pay, just out of curiosity? Most of us struggle with acceptance of our weight, right? Whether we feel like we're overweight or underweight or not shaped the way we want to be, right? But most of us, unfortunately, are not super excited about our weight. So let me just use that as an example. How much money would you pay to never, ever, ever go above your goal weight, right? If I told you that there was some magic elixir out there that if you drank a cup of it every single day, you would never gain any weight, how much money would you pay for that? You'd probably pay a ton of money, right? Because when you get a great benefit out of something, you're like, shut up and take my money, right? When was the last time you had a shut up and take my money moment? I will tell you that's what it was for me when I first found my product. I was in a desperate state where I was like, I need hormone support and I need some health support like ASAP. Shut up and take my money. I don't even know what it is. I don't even care how much it costs. Give me that thing, right? So I would bet that if someone is giving you pushback, or maybe you have fear of asking for the sale because someone has given you pushback in the past and you've had a negative experience with someone's, reaction to you asking for the sale, don't worry about it. That just means that's not your customer. That just means that isn't your person. That means that you just go on to the next one, right? Not a big deal. Plenty of other people out there in the world, billions and billions of them, that your product is perfect for. Okay, 2 more fears on my list. And of course, there are so many more that are not on my list. But the next one is fear of people judging you. Oh, man. Okay, so my friend Cindy, who is not in network marketing, I'm going to pull this up on my phone so I don't screw this up. My friend Cindy posted this little meme today, and I saved it because it was so good. And it says, you're busy doubting yourself while some people are intimidated by your potential. You're busy doubting yourself while some people are intimidated by your potential. And I was just like, oh my God, how true is that, right? I'm over here criticizing myself and doubting myself for little things that don't matter. And yet other people are looking at you going, oh my God, she's amazing. Or, oh my God, I want to be like her someday. Someone's doing that to you. Someone's looking at you on your blog or on your Instagram or on Facebook or wherever you are marketing. And someone's looking at you going, God, she's got her stuff together. She's so beautiful. She cooks amazingly. She's got this perfect family. Like, she's got her stuff together. And you're over here like, I am a hot mess, right? Trust me, it's happening. You might not see it, but it is happening. So don't worry about people judging you because you are by far your worst critic. You're your harshest critic, and you don't deserve that criticism. You are amazing, and you have everything you need to succeed right now. You just need to put yourself out there in an increased way and in a more consistent way, because that's what we all need to be doing. It's not like any of you listening to this are different, right? All of us need to increase putting ourselves out there and increase consistency. That's what's going to bring you to that next level. So nobody's judging you. And if they are, screw them. They're not your people. Don't worry about it. You don't need them. Oh, it's so freeing. Like, it has taken me a long time to get there, But I do not care what people think of my marketing. I don't care what people think of my Instagram. I don't care what people think of my Facebook posts. I don't care. If you don't like it, block, delete, go find somebody else to criticize. But it doesn't really happen. Okay, last fear. Fear of people thinking that you just want their money. Again, this is another money mindset issue. And so many of us grew up with thinking that money was a scarce and limited resource, that we think that people are not excited to purchase things. We think that for some reason we're going to come off as greedy and inconsiderate and not acting in line with friendship or whatever if we ask people for the sale. And it is the opposite. It is the exact opposite. You owe it. You owe it to yourself, and you owe it to your prospects. You owe it to your audience on social media to make the offer. You owe it to them Because if you never offer, you will never have the opportunity to impact them and to change their lives. Could you imagine if no one offered you whatever you're enrolled with, whatever your product is that helped you? What if no one offered it for you? And no one offered it to you. And what if you were still struggling with whatever your current product helps with? That would suck, right? You owe it to somebody to make that offer and to do it confidently and to not worry about who is scared about money. If they don't want it, they're just going to say no, and then you can be super cool about it and you'll move on to the next one. But you absolutely do not need to worry about people thinking that you're out for money. Don't worry about it. Now, I shouldn't even say this, because if you're listening to this, you probably want to grow your business because you want to provide for your family and you want to get more financial freedom and time freedom, and you want to have choices in your life, and you maybe want to get out of the job that you're in, or maybe you just want to cut back on the hours, or maybe you want to move to a bigger house, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Even though all of that is related to money, that doesn't make you a bad person. That just makes you a person who has needs and goals and a vision for yourself that is bigger than what you have now. There is no need to play small, ladies. There is no need to play small. It is time for us to step up. It is time for us to shoot for the stars, but the only way you're going to get to that rank or that financial goal or whatever it is that you're looking for, the impact, the team size, the charity money that you're going to be able to donate, whatever your goal is, the only way you're going to be able to get there is to tell that fearful voice inside of you to shut up and to push past it and to get into consistent action regardless of your fear. So if there's anything I can leave you with today, it is that everybody has fears, and absolutely everybody has multiple fears that they have had to push through to get to where they are, to their current level of success. And your fears will continue to get bigger as you push through each successive level of success. So if you have smaller fears, that's fine. You're going to continue to have bigger and bigger fears as you go on. They're just going to be different. So we have to learn to push through those fears regardless, and to tell that voice to be quiet, and that we've got to do it anyway, and we're focused on our goal, and we've got to be consistent and show up in a way that honors our goals, our family, and where we want to go. Otherwise, we are out of alignment and we are not practicing what we preach. And unfortunately, so many of us have been out of alignment for so long that we're just used to it, right? How many of you guys are like, oh, well, I made a New Year's resolution, but then I broke it like 3 weeks later. Girl, you are out of alignment. You are out of alignment. If you want something, then commit to it. But if not, then don't commit to it. So I know those are some harsh words, but let's actually commit to the things that we want. Let's not half-ass commit to them, right? Let's not commit and then just kind of think we can do it, or set goals that are things we know we're going to break. Because if you violate that and you're out of alignment consistently, then you teach yourself that it's okay to break your own promises. And then you will always break your own promises, right? So don't even make the promise in the first place if you're going to break it. Let's write down what our goals are. Let's really, really study what it will take to get there. How many people do you need to talk to every single day? How many days in a row do you want to be consistent posting on Instagram? How many days in a row do you want to post that selfie on Facebook? How many days in a row do you want to be recording that podcast episode? I don't care how you are marketing or reaching out to people, but what are the things that you need to be doing every single day to get there? Figure out what that number is, do it consistently, and let's go crush it. All right, guys, I hope this helped you in some way. If it did, I would love for you to leave me a review and or screenshot this on your phone and tag me on Instagram. So many of you guys are tagging me in your Instagram stories. I love it so much, at Soraya Goddard, SORAYA GODDARD. All right, guys, have a great day. Hey friends, I hope you enjoyed Secrets to Marketing Your Wellness MLM. Before you go though, I have something for you. If you are looking to grow your audience online via social media so that you can have people getting excited about your products and reaching out to you to learn more, then you need my cheat sheet that has 50 health and wellness Facebook Live topics. that will attract an audience to you. It also walks you through the secret 4-part formula that you can follow on both Facebook and Instagram that is proven to have people reaching out to you. And when you get it, I am also sending you guys an audio file for those of you who love to listen to the information on the go. You can get both of those things at www.sorayagoddard.com/podcast. Again, that's sorayagoddard.com/podcast. SORAYAGODDARD.com/podcast. Thanks so much. Chat soon.